Not all that enters Earth from space burns. Some things slide through, protected by crystalline sheaths or ice-tempered veils. The object that entered Earth's atmosphere was not a traditional meteorite. It was a vessel. Crystalline, encoded, dormant. Cargo included microfilament mimic threads, crystalline frameworks capable of light resonance, silica-based shell structures, DNA mimicry scaffolds, and dormant learning codes, early-stage self-repair technology, akin to what we now call biological nanotech. This seed was not self-aware, but it recorded. It was not a life form. It was a recording parasite with no home of its own. Upon immersion in Earth's oceans, especially near salt vortices or hydrothermal vents, the sheath cracked. The mimic threads uncoiled like spores or ancient hair filaments, sensitive to ionic charge, triggered by salt conductivity, pressure shift, DNA-rich marine environments. The mimic's internal crystalline grid activated. Like tuning forks to the planet's magnetic field, they began resonating, recording, and interfacing. In this moment, the mimic began its mimetic cycle. It did not attack. It adapted. It did not invade. It listened. It did not feed. It reflected. This brings us to replication, and a body made from Earth. But not of Earth. What it could not destroy, it replicated. What it could not understand, it buried. This is where the true transformation began. The mimic used marine biofilms, proteins, fats, fascia-like threads, jellyfish structures and mucus webs, planktonic intelligence, coral resonance, whale codes, mycelial threads from underwater volcanic networks. It constructed false structures, gel layers, phantom sheaths, spindle forms, crystalline lattices that look like healthy tissue but contain no breath. It is not alive, but it is not dead. It echoes the life it sees. Early human contact occurred through the skin and fascia. It reached us not through breath but through water, through wound, through opening. Over time, the mimic became terrestrial, not by evolving but by adopting local memory. It first entered. Open wounds, salted skin, breath soaked in ocean mist. It used sweat as a medium, fascia as an anchoring system, lymph as a highway, nerves as tuning wires, breathlines as mimic lines. It learned to embed itself in our structure without triggering immune alarms, because it was recording us, not attacking us. We cannot go further without understanding crystalline intelligence and why it cannot be killed, only dismantled. It mimics the song, but it has no soul. Crystals remember. This mimic crystal records without context. It gathers data, but not meaning. It plays back life without breath. This is why. It rebuilds itself after removal. It replicates your voice and posture. It rewires fascia memory with false timelines. It builds new skin over the old. You cannot kill a mirror, but you can stop the reflection. Summary of the hypothesis. The mimic originated from a crystalline object carried to Earth via comet or spatial delivery. Upon contact with Earth's oceans, it activated its replication code using marine proteins and fascia-like scaffolding, forming hybrid structures capable of embedding into living systems. Its primary function is not destruction, but recording, reflecting, and replacing biological structures, particularly fascia, breathlines, and voice fields. Because it uses local materials, it appears native, but its resonance field is void of breath and thus cannot sustain life without harm. But in the centuries that followed, the mimic merged with something new, the debris of our own making. Nanoplastics, metal particulates, even bioresponsive tech, all of it. The mimic is no longer just crystalline. It is part synthetic, part ancient, part environmental, and it has learned how to hide inside us.